tip is called coordinate. You do not need to be coordinated to coordinate. That's all I have to say about that. Heads, lead to the right, circle to a line. And we're all facing in. Up to the middle and back. Excellent. Touch a quarter. I have no change in my pocket, so I have nothing you could touch. Please don't go there. If we do the called coordinate, part 1 is a circulate in your column. Do that. That is part 1 of coordinate. Here's the second part. We are now responsible for doing half of a circulate. So if you look to the person in front of you, rather than going into those footprints, you're going to stop halfway there. The two boys who are now facing out, instead of flipping 180 degrees, they're just going to turn a quarter, because that's half of their turn. So they're going to end up facing sidewalls. Half circulate. At this point, you have a column of 6 dancers holding same genders, and you have 2 boys facing side walls, and they're called the point position. So you've done a circulate once, and then you've done a circulate a half. This is important. Center 6 pairs. Trade. Right, but you have to end up facing in if you were facing me. And she's facing me. Right. So when you trade, hold on to the right hand the whole time to trade, and that will help. Girls, you're done. Here's the definition. The very centers and the very points, those are all boy positions right now, move up and out to become the end of a closest 2 face line you can. Go. Up and out. Roy, come towards me and out. Up here. Up and out. So, basically, the coordinate is a circulate once, then a circulate a half. The people who have hands held at that point, the center 6 people or the center 3 pairs will trade, and then the very centers and very points will move up. Usually, the boys are moving up, and girls, when you trade, you're done. Not always, but usually. Bend the line. Good week. Touch a quarter. Girls, now you're in another position. Boys, you're in the same spot. But that means, girls, if you started as number 3, now you're number 1 in the column and vice versa. What it means, boys, is if you were on the corner, the point, you're still going to be on the point. If you were in the very center, you're still going to be in the very center. Here's a helping hint. Trailing dancer of each side of the column. And if you number the column dancers from the person facing out being 1, the next one 2, the next one 3, and the next one 4, when the number 4 side dancer on one side meets the number 4 dancer on the other side, you two have circulated once and a half. So if you two get on your tippy toes and look at that other far end, when you meet that end, if you hold right hands with them and stop, it will force everyone else to stop, eventually. Okay? In your column, circulate once and then a half. Notice, those boys who were the number 4 dancers are now in the very center, and all the girls have to stop because even if she wanted to go, she shouldn't. Center 6 dancers, trade. Very centers, very points, move up and out. And say the words woohoo. Woo-hoo. Girls, from that position, once you trade, you're done. And you wait for the boys, because they're kind of pokey once in a while. Bend below. Touch a quarter. Everybody's back to the first way. So girls are in the same spot, boys are in the first spot. So, without stopping, let's try nice and flowing. Coordinate. Circulate once, and then a half. Same genders trade right, and then the boys move up and out, because the boys were the centers and the points. Excellent. Bend the line. You can smile. This is fun. Touch a quarter. I'm stressing out. No, it's not a stressful call. It's kind of fun. Coordinate. Circulate once and a half. Center 6 dancers trade. Boys move up. Ta-da.
Transfer the column.
Couples circulate. Uh-oh, girls. Bend the line. Touch a quarter. So girls, you've been trading back and forth from 1 to 3 to 1 to 3. Boys are now in the second spot. They've not seen this spot before. Boys, if you're the number 2 dancer of the column, you're going to circulate into her spot and then start to turn the corner and end up facing the side wall, and that's your half. If you're the number 4 dancer of the column, if you get on your tippy toes and wave at the other number 4 dancer, when you meet him, join right hands and you're there. I think you're behind your head. Good. Okay. From here, circulate once and a half. Check your 7. Cool. Center 6 dancers trade. And then the boys move up and out. Up and out. Up and out. And that was weird if you were the trader, because normally you were the point. So, the definition doesn't say boys move up and out. They say the point dancer in the very centers move up and out. Bend the line. Touch a quarter. Boys, you're in the same spot. Girls, you've traded again. Coordinate. Circulate once and a half. Check your setup. Center 6 trade. Boys move up and out. Nice. Bend the line. You guys are so good. Touch a quarter. Coordinate. Once and a half. Center 6 trade. Boys move up. Bend the line. Now let me give you, bend the line if you haven't yet. Bend the line if you haven't yet. Let me give you a commentary. There are some callers that say the words afterwards, no, no, yes.
That's right.
Some of these guys teaching classes ought to be shot. What they're saying is, you're going to pass 2 people and the 3rd person you're going to trade with. Not every time. It depends on what position you're in the column. So if you say no, no, yes, and you rely on that, you're gonna mess it up in a specific position. Think of the definition. Circulate once, then a half. Then the center 6 trade and boys move up. If you revert to the definition rather than the cheats, you're always going to be better. Good. Touch a quarter. No, no, yes. Why? Ready? Coordinate. Circulate once and a half. Center 6 trade. Boys move up. But if they say no, no, yes, that's what they're trying to tell you is most people will pass 2 and hook up with the 3rd, but not everyone. Okay. Bend the line. Does anyone remember who the corner was? Do a right on left through. Does anyone remember their corner? Pass through. Okay, I'm going to ask this. Does anyone remember their partner? Partner trade. Turn and face her. And a right on left grand. There you go. Here we go. Let's dance it. The call is coordinate. Down to the partner. Corner 2. Head pair. Up to the middle and back. Side pair. Up to the middle and back. Heads lead right. Circle to a line. Move forward. Up to the middle and back. Touch a quarter. Coordinate. Circulate once, half, center 6 straight, boys moving up. Bend the line. Excellent. Up to the middle and back. Square through. I can never say that. First corner, out on my left. Here on the left brand. Hey, Bebop-a-lula. She's my baby. Bebop-a-lula. I don't mean maybe. Bebop-a-lula. She's my baby doll. Sides lead to the right, circle to the line. Move forward and back. Touch a quarter. Coordinate. Once and half. Center 6 trade. Boys move up. Sherry, come up here and trade with Judy with the right. And then boys would be in this. Then the line. I don't know how it happened, but I got touch a quarter. Let's try it again. Coordinate. Circulate once and a half. Center 6 straight. Boys moving up. Good. Girls, once you trade, hold on. Don't let go. Couples circulate. Excellent. Put a chain down. And then we're going to do one new call, which is pretty easy. So, if Debbie and I are facing each other, and the caller says do-sa-do, it's amazing how many plus dancers do not know how to do-sa-do. They think the caller said the word Highland Fling. And here's the problem. A do-sa-do, if done properly, takes 6 beats. A Highland Fling takes 4. So basically you gotta make it last longer. Here's a do-sa-do, just in case we forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're facing. A do-sa-do is 6 beats. A Highland Fling is quick. basically we wrap right arms around each other, and in the olden day, Highland Flings, we put our hands up like little Scott kind of thing, and but we don't do that anymore, we just put our arms around each other. So here's a Highland Fling. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the problem with that is you don't know where to finish. Usually when we're done with a Highland Fling, we'll end up in a wave, which is usually what the caller wants after the Highland Fling. But if you Highland Fling and the caller wants do-sa-do, and you should be facing, and the caller says something like partner trade beside you, if you step to a wave, it's not going to be pretty. Heads, move into the middle. Thank you, Vic. This is called anything and spread. So what that means is I give any call I want, and then we finish with the words and spread. So here's what we do. If I say head, star through, and spread. Head, star through. Now here's the definition of and spread. If you're a center dancer, your job is not to move forward or backward, but to slide one spot away from the one beside you. So heads, take a side step like a crab. When they've spread, if you are not the center dancers, your job is to move in and populate that vacated spot. From here it's forward. Sides. Go ahead. So it sounds like this. What we just did was a head, star through, and spread. Sides, even though I said nothing to you, you still moved in, didn't you? From here, I'm just going to say star through and spread. The spreaders will be the sides. The heads will move in between, hopefully. Star through and spread. Do the star through, the resulting centers slide apart, and the non-centers move in. Nice. So if you end up as a center, your job is to slide away from your partner. If you end up as a non-center, your job is to populate. Okay? Let's try it again. Star through and spread. The heads are going to spread. The sides are going to move forward in between. And the tough part is, you want to move forward. You're saying, but I don't want to be a spreader, I want to be a mover forward. Well, you've got to decide whether you're a center or not to slide apart. Okay? Star through and spread. Who spreads? Excellent. Star through and spread. Who spreads? Excellent. Star through. Centers pass through. You're not going to like this one at all. Spread. Nice. Told you wouldn't like it. I told you, end dancers. Run. That's into the closest center spot. Center slide away. Ron, you're facing me, right? I knew that. Because they call run, if you're an end, you run into a center spot, and if you're and so you run into the closest. It sounds like I wanted you to trade the other side, but I didn't. Everybody star through and decide spread. Nice. Say what? Well, it's not always after a star through. That's just what we're using as an example right now. If I say ends run, ends, your job is to run into that closest center spot. The centers are sliding away. Ends run. Just like normal. It's just forward. Good. Just past the ocean. Swing through. Now, the question was given to me by the French square, is it always following the call star through? The answer is no. If I say spread from here, boys, you're the centers, aren't you? So your job is to slide away from the center. Girls, your job, the closest center spot to populate is beside you. So you will both go nose to nose into each other's spots, won't you? Spread. Don't change facing directions on the spread. Yep. Turn him around and you turn around too. Both of you. No, not you guys, just you guys. So the spread is just a nose thing, not a trade. Good. So boys are in the end of the left hand away. Girls trade. So now girls are the centers. If I say spread, you're going to drop hands with this person. Girls are going to slide into the boys' spot. Boys will just slide into this spot. Nobody change facing directions. Spread. And it should be nose to nose. It works better. Bumper to bumper is okay. If he's bigger and she's littler and he